The question that we've been asked is when should we be using NewRetainer and when should be using client payment? The answer is pretty straightforward. Whenever money is going directly to your trust account, you have to use NewRetainer or one of these three methodologies. It's either a NewRetainer, settlement deposit, or some kind of deposit into trust. These are the only three ways in which you can deposit money into trust. So when you have a check from your client, you got to decide, where does this go? Does it go to trust or does it go to general? Now when it goes to trust, you will use NewRetainer. When it goes to general, you will use client payment. Now, when do you know that the money has to actually go to trust or general? EULA can help you a little bit with that. Like, for example, if you hit the question mark in this matter, it clearly tells you that there's no money in trust. You've already done the work and invoiced. It's very important that you should have already finished the work and invoiced. Then the money can go into general account. So that's why we call it payments, client payments. So it can go into general account in this case. Now, if I look at this other matter, for example, speeding, I haven't even done any work. I haven't created anything. Even if I've done some work, let's say I did some initial client meeting and I'm charging that client an hour for that, I haven't invoiced yet, right? Even if I've done the work, if I haven't invoiced yet, when money comes, I have to put it in trust. See, when I hit the question mark, I'll say there's nothing. So that means I don't have anything to get paid for. So to get to the client payment tab, you always need to have done the work and invoiced. Until you invoiced, you cannot hit the client payment button. Okay, so in this case, if George is giving you, say, $150 or $200 for as a check for a payment for this, because you've done only 169 and you haven't invoiced him at all, you need to put it as a new retainer. So you'll say $200 is what George has given me, and I'm going to assign it all to this matter. And you can distribute retainers among two matters for the same client. You do an apply. And when you do an apply, now you will see in the question mark, it will tell you that you can actually apply that amount towards the invoice. I still haven't raised an invoice, so it's telling me that I need to do that. Now, in the first matter, however, if you look here, it clearly tells me when I hit the question mark, I don't have to put the money in trust. I can put it directly in general. However, if the check given is greater than the amount that has been invoiced so far, you have no choice but to put the entire amount in retainer and then transfer it from trust to general. Only the amount that you have invoiced. So in this particular example, if George gave you $429.40 or below, you can directly go and hit the payments and get yourself paid that very moment. But if George has given you $429.41 onwards, you need to put it into trust and then do the transfer. Let's do both. So let's say George paid you first time, he only paid you $200. You can actually hit payment and say he paid me $200 as even cash maybe, and you can just apply it there and apply it. The system will accept it as a proper payment. So now when I actually hit the question mark, it'll tell you that $200 has been deducted off the original outstanding amount, so George owes you $229. Let's say now George gives you another check for $300. You cannot deposit it as a payment. You should not deposit it as a payment. What you should do, however, you should put it as a new retainer and say, George gave me $300, right? It tries to distribute, but you should say, no, I want to put everything on the first matter. The software likes to be a little smarter. So, and you say, no, I'm putting the entire 300 in the first matter. Apply it. And once you do an apply, when you hit the question mark, the software will tell you exactly from trust how much you can transfer. And that's how you would recover your entire invoice. If you click here on the question mark again, the software tells you, hey, you got 300 in trust. That's awesome, but you can only transfer $229.40 from trust. So you hit the transfer button. It'll show you the entities that you can actually transfer, and you click them all, and it tells you that, oh, only 339.40 is eligible to transfer from trust. And you can say, yes, I'm doing it as an electronic fund transfer from my trust account to my general account. At this point, you would actually go to the bank and do the transfer for 229.40. The bank would give you back a requisition number. You would enter it here and hit the transfer button, and it'll also ask you to download Form 9A. Now, once you finish downloading Form 9A, if you go back to the matter and now hit the question mark, the software will tell you that George paid 300, you transferred that much, that's the balance in trust, but as far as invoice goes, everything is paid in full. So to summarize, you would use NewRetainer when the work has not been complete and not invoiced yet. If it's invoiced, and if the amount paid is equal to or lower than the amount invoiced, you can use ClientPayment, but if it is higher, you still have to use NewRetainer.